Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to another episode of the Lancescurv show. When it rains, it pours. Here we have our beautiful sister, Mina, from the Netherlands. And like I said, when it rains, it pours. We had another beautiful sisters of ours come onto the show, and she exposed the racism and the bad treatment in the Netherlands. And my sister here reached out to me and she said, yes, it's true. And it's a whole lot more. And so, Sister Mina, you're here. She's here for the first time. We're going to make sure that she is extremely relaxed because this is her first time. But I told her it's my job to relax and we're going to have a wonderful conversation. And I applaud you for showing your face. I applaud you for being here. You're like a breath of fresh air. All of you who come to expose what's out there in the world. Wow. When you listen to, I hope you're feeling good right now. I'm glad to see you here.
Yes,
but when you listen to the show before, right? When you listen to the show before, what is it that really struck you? And I know it was a whole lot of things, but what was the straw that broke the camel's back to say, listen, I got to reach out and say, I felt what our sister was speaking about. At what point during that show did you really feel her words?
Actually, during the Highlands, actually during the whole show, that she was actually explaining how she got here and she fell in love, and that's how she ended up coming to the Netherlands. And she was in a grocery store. That's what she was explaining, and that she didn't understand the language, and her ex-partner just told her, "Yeah, can you not read?" Those kind of small things that Dutch people tend to do. The way they treat African women, and just also her abuse with the landlord and her helplessness, and it really touched me. Just the way she was treated. That I thought I was only nodding my head, and I was like, yes, finally, someone who is speaking the truth, because it's very rare, like she was saying, to find someone who would actually speak about such things, because most of our African brothers and sisters, we don't really talk about what's going on here. And she was right with a lot of stuff, and I felt connected. Weirdly enough, I just did, and it was really late that I heard this broadcast yesterday evening. So I just wanted to reach out to her and just go like, you're not alone, because especially now it's so easy to isolate yourself and to just think like, what, um, I'm here on my own. And also how she was describing the society, the Dutch society, like how they break your spirit. It's so true. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm just going to ask the chat room to give us a sound check. The sound is good, except that it's a little bit, it's coming from the computer. So just talk a little slower
Okay.
so it can bounce back.
Okay.
But you're good though. You're good though. So you were born in the Netherlands, or did you migrate to the Netherlands?
No,
And if you did, what
saying,
age?
I was 7 years old when my parents actually, yeah, my mom is married to a Dutch man who, funny enough, she met in Africa. So, but I was raised by my grandma. So I lived actually all my life with my grandmother. So a little bit the same story as what Nandy said. Like my stepdad, he moved to Holland, and then my mom eventually came to Holland, and I eventually moved to this country. So I pretty much kind of grew up here. So I was here when I was younger. So it's a very weird
Yes.
kind of story. Yeah. So
Wow. So basically, you really don't have much memories of prior to you being here. I mean, from 7 years old, you might have some pictures in your head or whatever, but the developmental ages were basically in the Netherlands. So when did
And
you first notice? Yeah, when did you first notice or feel this thing called racism? Because you probably heard about it before you actually experienced it, realized what it was. You probably experienced it and didn't know it. But what was the first instance that you really knew that this thing was real? And can you remember when it happened? And could you share that with us?
Actually, for me, even though maybe a lot of people would be like, I can't really remember like my African upbringing, but I do know that my grandma really did sorry, she raised me with the morals, the African morals, and I think that's what saved me and still saves me until the day of today with what I've been through. Because when I arrived in the Netherlands, I had to learn Dutch, and where I'm from, like, yeah, I didn't speak the language, but I never looked at my stepdad because he met my mother in Africa, like he was something different as a child. And already when I came here, the children started at a sudden time telling me that it's not your father, like you're dark, you're different, he's white, like wake up, he's not your father. And that was the first time, actually, as young as I was, I think I was like 9, something like that, that I thought, why are they telling me this? I found it weird. Like, why would you say that to a kid? What does it matter? But it broke. That was the first time that it broke my spirit. And also the feeling also when I arrived is feeling like alone. I had that already when I came the first time, as young as I was. Like what am I doing here? Like, yeah. I still have that until this day, even though I'm not really African, but I'm not also Dutch, because there's something in me which will always be in me, and I will never. I get them. I know they're crazy minds, but I will never be like them. Thanks to God. No.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy,
So you
Lance. Like
feel
I told you in the email, I have a lot to talk about. Even today, I was like, where should I begin about my own life? It's
right.
crazy.
Wow. Yeah. So I know it's got to be a whole lot once you came to that realization. But I'm not trying to be funny, but it just seems like there are a lot of men from there who are white who go down into the motherland and connect with a black woman and a child or whatever and just bring them back up. I mean, I've seen a lot of that there, yet it is a place that we're finding out, those of us who live outside of the Netherlands, we're finding out that the racism is so strong and it's just so embedded. Like, okay, what would a white man be thinking about to say, okay, this place is really racist, or they just don't see it? I'm going to bring this black woman and her child or children here to live. I mean, that's inconsiderate. I mean, what would be the motivation? Let's say they think it's love or whatever. What would be the motivation to bring somebody when they know they're going to have problems like that?
To answer that question, funny enough, my stepdad, he hates his own country. He didn't want, because later, as you grow up, some things they unravel. It was my mom with the whole Babylon. I want to go to Europe. I want. He actually didn't want to come back even till this day, because they lived here until I was 18, and then he got a job offer to go back to Africa, and since then he's never come back. So with me, it's like a very weird construct which is going on. So,
Right.
but
No, I
still,
understand. Yeah, I understand. So would you like to leave there? I mean, you've been there long enough.
yeah.
Are you conflicted where you know you're not going to get the treatment as any human being should get, but have you been there so long that you become somewhat attached to the place, even though it may have its, unbearable attributes? I mean, would you want to go back to the motherland?
Speaking of which, I just came back recently. I came back. I
How
went
was
to visit because I told you my parents live in Africa. So I came back. I've been through a really, really tough. I'm healing. I'm healing through trauma, and that's also why I could understand Sister Nandy. because like I said, my home situation, I come from a very broken home. Um, my mom also has a lot of issues to deal with, but my upbringing was very stressful, very hectic, and
Okay.
so when I was 18, when they said, "Yeah, you want to come back?" I was like, "Yeah, for what?" Because for me, it was like I was pursuing my own studies and everything. I was like, and also home was not a good place. There was a lot of violence. There is also addiction in my family. So yeah.
Right,
So
right.
yeah,
I apologize for somewhat assuming because I didn't know.
yeah,
So I understand more. I mean, why would you want to go back to that where you also received trauma, but then coming here to the Netherlands, you also received another type of trauma?
yeah.
I'm not going to push you to speak about anything that is not pleasant or
Mm-hmm,
doesn't feel good, or you're not ready to speak about. I don't do
mm-hmm,
that on this show. But
mm-hmm,
if there's anything about any type of trauma there in the Netherlands or anything that you might want to speak about, or we can circle around it right now. We're all adults. We can read between the lines. But if there's anything that you'd like to speak about, like you said, you have so much, we're not going to try to do this all in one show because
no,
it's going to be emotionally taxing for you.
yeah.
But is there anything that you may want to touch on in your experiences when it comes to coming close to that trauma?
Yeah, there's a big part in my life which kind of it broke my spirit, and I'm still in a healing process. And I think
It's good.
which also Sister Nandy touched on it. It's like we as women, being
Mhm.
black women, and just your sexuality and that kind of stuff. And just because for what I've been through as 18, I don't like to play the blame to blame anyone, because things
Right,
happen in life, and if you've been through what you've been through and you're still alive, that means you have a purpose strong enough.
right,
You have to heal
right.
through it. But yeah, I've been in prostitution here, and I've seen a lot, and it's broken me. And I've been homeless, and yeah,
Well, I do have to say one thing to you, sister. Just because you've passed through that experience of what they call prostitution, it doesn't mean that you're any less than a woman. It doesn't mean that you're any less worthy. That doesn't mean that you're any less deserving of the best treatment. That you do deserve love. That you do deserve fair treatment, and you are loved. There's love out in the universe here for you that maybe you haven't felt yet. And like I always say, just because you have the clouds in front of you doesn't mean the sun is not shining. So, and I know it's going to take a little time maybe to embrace that, but you are loved and you are valuable and you are beautiful to me. And there's nothing less of you since you shared that with me. Okay. I just want you to know that. But
I know,
continue if you want to continue on.
I know, Lance, and you know what it is, because I didn't get my African upbringing. I always felt fade between two worlds as a kid, because I was raised like European, but deep inside I knew it's not me, because like Stanley said, they will never accept you, even if you white people they will never accept you, because we're special. We have the seeds of greatness, like you have to say, we're from the divine. But I was always in search of myself, still, and from who am I? And it's been a crazy journey, and just you lose so much of your self-worth, because I was like, I'm not gonna steal, I'm not gonna do crazy things. But yeah, you're young, you just think, yeah, it's crazy, and a lot of judgment. Like, she also witnessed this, no one to really help you, of who you can talk to, and the people who you think you can talk to will betray you, and such things. Like I said, that's why I was nervous. Like, my parents do not know this part of me. So, and I do sometimes tell my mom, you should watch Lancescurv. Who knows? But there's also a lot of like bitterness. Like, where was she? Like when I visited home, because if you've been through so much, you've been through prostitution, you've been homeless, you have to build up your own life, you have to heal. I have trust issues actually with people. So it took a lot of me to even go home. And it was, when was it? 2019. I was uh, I was in treatment, and I know what she means, that she's scared to go to treatment, because here they will mind play you if they can, they will. You have to actually have a bitch mentality in order to deal with them. It's crazy. But I had this goal, and I was like, I need to go home. It's been more than 10 years. I've not been home. And I just looked up and I said, Divine, I need to go home. That same night I looked on the laptop and you had this broadcast of stop wasting time and just do what you have to do, go I don't know where. I thought this is a sign. Booked the ticket, went. But it was such a disappointment because you can't change. You can change whether it's your family, your friends, whatever. If people are not willing to heal and to be honest and to talk about it, you can change them. You can change yourself. So I told my parents I want to stay in the motherland. I want to stay. And my mom, she said, "No, I can't stay with you. You're different. You're not welcome. It's for me and my husband." She just told me. So what are you gonna do, Lance? You can't force. But then I thought, okay, let me go back. I have my home in the Netherlands. I'm still healing through my trauma. If I came back now, I will find my way back. I will come back. But still, it did something with me. It was like so close. So I decided, if I can speak, I'm going to speak. People will judge me anyway, whether I speak, whether I don't speak, whether I smile, I cry. So it's a lot.
Let me just tell you that it's this is bigger than just the Netherlands, right? And the healing is paramount. This is the thing that we need to focus on. I'm seeing a multifaceted type of healing because there are multifaceted needs here. That being said, we have to kind of compartmentalize, and it's almost like a dog biting you on one leg, a bear biting you on the other, and a lion biting you on your backside. It's like, okay, you're getting all this pain and trauma, but to get out of it, we're going to have to identify it, compartmentalize it, and work on each one, which is hard when there's multiple situations. But I want to tell you that I really feel in your situation, and you tell me this for the first time, that the worst is over. You're still feeling it, but it's like a person who's wet, but the storm is over. Now, your storms internally are not over, but it's been done. Now we need to look forward to the future. You're alive. You do have your faculties. Yes, we have our memories and the trauma and the pain, and it gives us certain idiosyncrasies, but you have the future. And there are a lot of people out here that you don't know who love you, who have yet to connect with you, just like when you wanted to connect with our sister who was on the other show.
Yeah.
After this show, you know that there are going to be people reaching out to you now, okay? And you have a family worldwide that is bigger than you can even comprehend, that will continue to reach out to you long after this video goes up. And of course, like I say to everybody else, you're stuck with me, so this is not going to be the last time. I applaud you. You have healed to a degree that you can speak about it on the camera. Could you imagine? Maybe you couldn't have done that 6 months ago or a year ago or 5 years ago. You see what I mean? So look at your own growth. It's like climbing a mountain and you don't know how high you were until you turn around and you say, oh man, I'm pretty high.
Yeah.
So you have healed to a certain degree, and understand that's a momentum that's going to continue going because you're willing to face what has happened to you. That's a very important thing.
Yeah.
You couldn't get up here and talk if your head was stuck in the sands of denial. Okay. So understand that. I'm telling you, you're helping because just like you heard the show before, there are going to be other sisters and even other gentlemen out there who are going to sit and say, wow, I'm not the only one. And so this is my job to do that, but I'm not trying to pull you out or exploit you for any reason. I just want you to know that we care for you. And this is not just a YouTube channel. There are real people in this chat room right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want you to continue on, but continue on in the direction that you want to, that you're comfortable in for now. Okay?
Yeah. I'm grateful. I don't know, I'm a little bit speechless, but I'm grateful. And like I said, I had so much, like I couldn't sleep yesterday when I knew we were going to talk. And I was like, whoa, I'm going to talk to Lancescurv. Yeah, that's so weird. because yeah, I've been following you for a while, so it's amazing. It's really an honor. And even when I do shopping, sometimes I do talk to my brothers and sisters. I just say hi, and I ask them sometimes, like, "Where are you from?" And if they say Ghana, I say, "Yeah, do you know Lancescurv? Like, do you know?" And sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. And when they say yes, I'm like, "Good, you know, like it's yeah, you know." But we have to heal, like we have to heal, and I think there's a lot of trauma with African women. There is a lot, young, old. There's a lot. Like I'm only 31, and I think Sister Nanny is a little bit older, but it doesn't matter. We have to heal. Otherwise, we cannot build. Because if you're not, like I said, willing to face what is going on, then yeah.
See, and this is what I'm noticing too. Like what you just said, it just a bell rang off in my head. I want to start something like about healing, right? Just about healing, to express yourself, maybe in a forum or maybe some shows who want to do that, but set something up where it's not even going to have my name on it, but it's just going to be about us healing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know our brothers are traumatized, and we'll have a separate thing for them, a thing together,
Yeah.
a thing separate. But I think with our sisters, I think it really hits home. I mean, because understood, um, I've talked over the years to thousands of sisters that would never think of coming on the show. They just called me and they say, "Hey, I want to talk about what I just heard. I want to let you know it touched me and it helped." Like I know you're helping right now, but there is a need for that, and because society has these expectations that you're a black woman, so you're strong, so you're not
Yeah.
supposed to cry. Listen, I cry. I've cried on shows. Well, you know what? I'm strong as an ox, and I've cried on shows.
Yeah.
So that does not mean weakness. You know what I mean? I've held back tears on shows. So that does not mean weakness, but there's a stigma on black men, and especially also with black women, that we're almost like mules, emotional mules that are supposed to take and take and take and take abuse. That faction of the world, I'm not going to say all white people, but in the society, it's ingrained because many of us think that of ourselves, that we are 3/5 of a human being, so we're not a human being. And so because we're not a human being, anything we do to them, we don't even have a conscience about it because they're not human. You see what I mean? They're supposed to take this. You're strong.
Yeah.
I've gone on jobs on an intellectual level, but they had me lifting boxes because they saw my strength, and they lowered the expectations that I am a smart guy, intelligent guy. So we have to fight through those things even when we have the trauma. You know what I mean? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's true. Also, also with working, like small things. Like it's a lot. Uh, just for example, just how Dutch people like just treat you. You know, like if they notice, like so much. A lot of times, I have to act. Um, I act stupid. You have to. You cannot show your true African nature, your power, because then of you're too aggressive, of you're stepping out of line. You cannot. You know. You just have to be yes. It's okay and. Take it easy, just like how she was saying it. Like they don't like it if you just if you show your power, you know, just the way we are. Like if you, like I remember when I was just living in a group with people, and like when I'm happy, I just start dancing, I start talking a lot, and you're like, "Are you okay? Do you have EHD? What is going on?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just a happy person." You know, it's so much truth in what she said. They really lower your vibrations. And also the relationship wise, I've also witnessed, like I think because of my upbringing, I was so much used to seeing like my stepdad, he was white, my mom, so in my mind I was like, yes, I have to find a white person. But how older I become, I'm like, I need to get away from these people because they're toxic. Like I started, like I was dating this guy, and he's like, oh, because he went with a few African women, so he's like, and you cook cassava today, and you make this, and and I'm like, why are you putting me in a box? Why are you talking like that? Like we all do that. Like it's just the way it's said, that I'm like, it's very passive aggressive behavior, that I'm like, there is always a motive. And how old I become, and it's so weird because I don't have the upbringing. I don't have any African friends, Lance. I am learning African through looking at your show. and looking at other people. That's how, and just filtering. When it feels bad, like on YouTube, I don't look. But when my soul says, yes, watch this, and I write a lot, I'm just doing self study. And it's difficult because there is nobody to tell me. But I'm teaching myself, like, remember who you are, that we came from Kemet, and remember the laws of Maat. And I have to relearn everything, but it doesn't matter. Where there's a will, there's a way. So when people come with excuses of, I don't know, no, if you really want, it can happen. But it's a difficult road, but you can do it. So, yeah, that's why I reached out to Sister Nandi, because I was like, this woman needs somebody who can speak the same language as she can, because we do come from the same country. So when she was going towards the end, she mentioned the mountain that she prayed to, and I was like, when I flew to Africa, I was also like, that's where I want to go. So I was like, yes, maybe that's why my soul, my heart, when I heard her voice, it rang the bell. Maybe that's why. It's just connection, and then not much people from that side in Holland, not much. And it doesn't matter whether you're from there or not. It doesn't matter. We're all one big family. We should stop looking at each other. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And not only Africa, Al is a place that you can come to. You're rediscovering the Africa and Al inside of you. So you don't have to validate externally by, of course, you're going to learn the laws of Ma'at, you're going to learn Kemet, you're going to learn all these wonderful things, but it's a calling inside of you.
Yeah.
Because inside of you.
Yeah.
Now I'm calling you a duck, right? Just use this example. You see a row of ducks walking, right? And they cross in the street, and one falls behind and the rest get to the other side. Well, that mother duck waits, and all of the other ducks wait for that one duck, and she'll go back over there and bring it over. So even though you may in your life have become temporarily disconnected from the conscious side of it growing up because you grew up somewhere else, trust me, like a homing pigeon, that thing inside of you is calling you back home. And even if you stayed in the Netherlands for the rest of your life, you will understand how African you are more and more, and that vibration will increase because that is what you are. You know it, but at one point, maybe you didn't know it all the way, but that is what you are. And the family is there, and the connectedness is there. And so it'll all come together with you, and you're going to find yourself in a glorious place as time goes by. Keep reaching out, keep connecting. And no, we're going to continue, but I just want to say this. Maybe if you want to make up a different email address, or for the time being, people hit me on the email to forward to you, like I said, to our other sister, and leave the comments in the comments section also. It's nice with the chat room, and I know you're going to go back and read that, but I want everybody to reach out to you who they may have something to share or just to connect, just like we're going to connect you with our other sister, and we're going to form this big family. It's already there. You've been watching the shows.
I know. I must say, I'm a very big fan of your wife. Before I was waiting, I saw the one when you guys went to the mountain. That she was so enthusiastic about all the plants and the trees and everything, and it's so lovely, and also brother Kweku, like so much wisdom, So I can binge watch it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, now I need to rest my mind, because something that we forgot, there is also another YouTube channel. I will email you. You first check it out. But this guy goes really to the African history. And it's so true that they stole everything from us, now that they like doing the yoga and all that. It's us. Look at the Egyptian people when they're in those positions. It is us. Sometimes I'm like, come on. We should be doing it instead of like now with this whole corona. Sometimes you can be depressed, but you can look at it as a blessing. Take out that 432 hertz and just do it. There's so much you can do, because everything. It's interesting just to learn about what we are. It's never boring. It's very fascinating, and I'm not staying in this country, Lance. I'm still coming back. I have my passport ready. I saw that one, like, get your stuff together. I saw that video also. The only thing, I need to pack my bag, but I have a bag. So if they're coming to get me, that's why I'm showing my face, like, come on. already went last year. Like, let's go. I have nothing to lose. Let's go. Really.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Cash App or a PayPal or something?
uh, what
With
do you mean? I don't know how. I do have on my telephone like that I can transfer money. Yes.
what platform do you use?
I don't have a platform. I even removed my Facebook, to tell you the truth.
I mean, for money transfer, like I know
Um,
PayPal works in the UK and America, and that's it. I mean, I'm sorry, Cash App only works in America and the UK, but I think PayPal works up there. Do you have a PayPal where you can receive funds if one chooses to share that type of love with you?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I've never gotten something like that, but yes, I do like have a bank account. Yeah.
Okay, and this is me saying it. You know, I mean,
Okay.
this is me saying it. So what I want you to do, I want you to set that up, and we're going to talk about setting that up. Maybe I help you out, direct you in the right way, and we're going to drop it in the description area below. So if anyone chooses, it's not going to be right now. It might be a day or two before we get everything together. Maybe later on. I want you to share some love with her. You know what I mean? And if you can't that way, the words, just open yourself up and extend yourself, you know, to our sister here who is courageous enough to share what she's been through. And it doesn't mean if you didn't that, you know, because I was surprised when you said, okay, I'll show my face to have the camera. And I'm glad that we're being treated to such a beautiful face.
No.
I can see the innocence in you. I can see, look, we all been through stuff. Let me tell you something. If you've been watching this show, you know I've been through all kind of crazy
Yeah.
stuff, right? Yeah. So
Sometimes you do have some humor.
you know, I can't do that. So that being said, there's no judgmental thing here. We don't do that here, you know. It's all about healing and love. When an enemy comes in our midst, I know how to get on them. You know what I mean? But amongst family, that's the way it is. And like I said, when I first moved down from New York to Florida, but I'm in Accra, Ghana right now.
Yeah.
They said, what are you doing going down to Florida? You don't know anybody in Florida. I said, listen, hold up. I got friends down there. They said, no, you're not. I said, I got friends down there that I haven't met yet. So I'm going to tell that to you, that you have family out here that you haven't connected with yet.
Yeah.
And you're at this point and you're going to get tsunamied with love and affection from brothers and sisters who are coming at you the right way. And if anybody comes at you in the wrong way, you let me know and I'll pop my trunk and get my ski mask and handle business for you. All right?
Okay, will do. Yeah. I'm just speechless. It's just yeah, but in a good way. In a good way. It's amazing. Yeah.
So now how do you feel? Before you were a little
Nervous. Yeah.
I know. Sometimes I get on, I'm nervous. This is my own show. You know? Yeah. But I use it to my advantage. I feel that this is a big hurdle to come to this point. And, you know, I could talk for 8 hours. I'm not going to write it down now, but I want you to digest what we just did and how good it feels, right? And I want you to come on. I'm in no rush. Now, you know I'm not rushing you, right? But
No.
I go by energy. I think like when a person eats a plate of food, they don't have to tell you exactly how many bites. They'll just lean back and they're done, right?
Yeah.
Are there any other things that you want to touch on? Because what I would say is that maybe tomorrow, the next day, we'll come back in a little stronger, because with our sister that was on the other day, I spoke to her earlier. Man, she was emotionally stronger. Because she got this thing off of her chest, because she got to talk to somebody who really listened and really cared. So that's a foundation now that in healing, like, wow, I have somebody. I have a bunch of people. And I want everybody in the chat room, throw me some hearts. Not me, but for her. Give her good words when she goes back and looks at this show. Not just make her feel good, but say some things. And anybody listening to the show in the future, say some things. Reach out to me. Let's do more shows. Let's do a collective thing. Let's do a conference call where we all can talk and heal, even if we don't put it up. Because I usually put my stuff up. You say, this is private. Let's get down. And I'll set that up. That's what we do. You're not alone. I don't want you to be alone. I want to come over to the Netherlands and hug you righteously. If I could, I would.
You
And take,
know what, it is, Lance. The whole day I've been with mind games in my. Actually, yesterday would have been like when I had it, like should have called, done it, but then the whole day it's like, I want to say this and that. Then no, you should say this and that. Oh my gosh, no, the whole platform will be watching. Oh no, no, oh, but it's Lancescurv. Oh, then at one point I was like, you know what? Even like I told you, even if people judge you, they will always judge you. And it's so much easier for like if you're just listening to the show to go like, oh, maybe I wasn't that strong, but it is difficult to just open up and like you said, like reveal myself. Like there's some things that I said here that like my parents don't even know. Like it's not nothing, just so yeah, so I'm pleased. At one point I just said, whatever will be, and whatever will come out is what needs to come out, and I'm just going to be myself. I'm not going to, yeah, it's just me. I'm actually a very, very quiet person at heart. It's just in this country you have to be you have to be crazy to live here. You really, this is what she said. Like you can't you if you're just sweet and quiet, and they will break you down. So it's like you it's like your double personality, and it's that is what messes you up. Like you cannot. Yeah, I've had it's yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
yes, yes. No, I know. And for you with your temperament and being that quiet person, and I found out like this because there was a point where I wasn't as talkative as I am now.
Mm,
Around my friends growing up, yes, blah, 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 blah. But I
mm,
was usually a quiet guy. And I would go 0 to 60, 12, 13 years old. If anybody bothered me, it would be a fight. Or if they
mm,
tried to, I was the guy that you think that you can pick on, but you found out the hard way.
mm.
And so my mother told me, she said, listen, you're going to have to change that reaction
Yeah.
and make sure an action and think before you do anything, because with your temper, it's going to land you somewhere, even if you're on the right side of, doing what you have to do to get somebody off of you. And so my silence was a membrane that kept me from expressing myself, right?
Yeah.
So I began to learn how to talk and negotiate and use my mouth to get me out of situations and in situations. And oh boy, once I started that was the end. I never stopped talking. But I
Yeah.
found myself in less situations that were annoying to me, that were uncomfortable to me, that could have almost been traumatic. But because I expressed myself, it was like a vent. Before, I was like an emotional a pressure cooker, you
Mm,
know, and when it really exploded, would really explode.
yeah.
And that's why before I explode these days, which I don't explode, but I tend to get quiet. I
Yeah.
tend to get quiet. And then now when I come with something, it's very powerful. Anyway, that being said, never stop studying yourself, never stop learning yourself,
Mhm.
never stop seeking out to heal, because really and truly in this lifetime, time goes by so fast in this life. Many of us are healing from things in our childhood. Look, I'm going to be 58 soon in April, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have certain levels of trauma, but I'm sympathetic toward that. I'm an empath, so I could feel you. So it's like being there with you, but we're still going to be healing to the day we transition off of something that we went through,
Mm,
but we want to every day incrementally be or find ourselves in a better place. You know what I mean? So it may never wipe away clean. You'll always have the memory, but the memory will hurt you less.
yeah.
That
It's
means
true.
things will get better, especially the place you find yourself in now. It's
Yeah.
going to get better, and you're still going to cry sometime. Doesn't
Mm,
mean you. I hear old songs. I miss my parents sometime. I know the natural order. I might be driving or walking to hear a song and just start crying. I just tell my parents I love them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not weakness.
And
Talk to me.
with everything that you said, it resonates with me because, like I said, growing up as a kid with the home situation like that totally, and I think it happens a lot. That it's weak to show emotion in an African family. Like you have to be strong, especially at least with me, like how I was raised. Like when I was crying, my mom would just beat the out of me. So I learned to just cut that off in an early age, and also like growing up here. So for a long time, I was quiet. You know, there is good quiet and there is that quiet which you've been talking about, that you swallow up all the emotions and you just become this toxic inside, and then when you can explode. So this is, I think, now the first real year that I am really learning to express myself, to speak, to yeah. So it's going, yeah. It's a process. It's not just healing. Is it's a lot. You have to study yourself, know thyself. Huh? Yeah.
Right. Of course. And it's you can't you you're not compartmentalized where anything you've done or been in or whatever, you're not that. You've passed through. It was an experience. That is
It's good.
not you.
It's nice
You
that
know,
you're saying that, because that's something that I don't hear often, and especially in this country, they like to put you, like what you also said, in boxes. And once something has happened to you, that is who you are. Of like, once you are known like a certain type of person, that is who you will always be. So yeah,
you are not your past. You are not your past.
yeah,
But you're writing a book of your life right now. And there's certain chapters that, while we may not sometimes be proud of it, we went through it, and we always have a chance to write that new chapter. And today is a day where you make a page in that chapter in the whole book. And it's not about what you have done or haven't done, is how far you've come.
yeah.
So if people want to focus on the old things or label you this or whatever, if you can embrace, yes, I did that, but I am not that now, and I have never been that.
Exactly. Yes.
What's your motivation for trying to keep me there and put me in that place? So you're not looking for the beauty that I am. You're looking for some rag that I threw down a long time ago that really wasn't me. Right?
Yeah.
And we have to see it that way. It's very important, because you'll have people who come around smiling, but they have venom on their tongue. You'll have people who come around who sincerely want to help, but they may not know how to. It's an exchange. So this is why, like I said, it's a process. It's a beautiful thing that we're talking right now. And I want us to continue doing so in the sense that we're going to heal.
Yeah.
And there'll be shows that we do that have nothing to do with the Netherlands. We started out that way. But if
Yeah.
I had to read this, it would be more on your healing than that. But that's the starting point. You see? Talk to me.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Oh, I have
And
a
if you
lot
need
to
to,
say, but I don't know. I think I'm your most like shyest life person ever. I think.
no, it's okay. But,
Yeah.
but wait. I never knew being shy was a crime. You
No.
know, hey, still waters run deep. Trust
Yeah.
me, you're deep. There's a lot of people out here, yabba, 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 and they have nothing to them, no depth. You are deep. And you're going to find that the more you dig within and the more you begin to see yourself for who you are, you're going to see how beautiful you really are. And I'm not just talking on a physical level. I see the love inside of you. You have so much love to give. And one thing I want to say specifically about the situation with your mother.
Yeah.
Necessarily, we know that she's caused you to feel a certain way in this life because of a lack of proximity in your life, where you expect the love, you expect the warmth. But just understand, there are other mothers out here. It's a mothering energy. And you're created and put you here to be without a mother. So don't just look to her as a source of that mothering spirit. There are people who will give you the love that you need in all levels. And it's not just in one package that may be somewhere else, because many times I've found in talking to people and just through life that the positions that we're assigned, we never live up to. Mothers don't live up to the position of being mothers. Some fathers don't live up to the position of being fathers. Even as children, we do things sometimes, but I'm not saying it's our fault. So when you have that kind of situation, you deserve to have that mothering love on you, that mother love on you. You see what I mean? It will come to you, but now that you identified it and you call out to the universe, it will come to you and you'll have that. You see, it's not always a traditional family that we have, but it's that extended mothering family, the fathering thing coming around, the real thing, and a sense of belonging, the sense that these people love me. They love who I am. I could do no crime. It's an unconditional love.
Acceptance.
a conditional thing. Talk to
Yeah.
me, sister.
Yeah, exactly. That acceptance always that's always what I always have with myself, that I'm always looking for acceptance, because I write a lot, like in my free time. Like I think, like, man, let me just speak for myself instead of speaking for everyone. I love dancing, and I love writing, and also drawing, but I don't do that often. I really have to be in good mood. But
You know, I draw now too, right? So we got that in common.
yeah, but you're a better artist than I do. I'm more like yeah.
No, no, no.
I'm
It's about
something.
expressing
I've seen
yourself.
your.
You gotta be a better artist. Look, you can do a masterpiece of a stick figure and feel better about it than I do with something real detailed to the world. Says, oh, that's great art. It's your expressing yourself. You can fry some eggs and burn it, and that's more of a chef move than me doing something else and it comes out perfect because you're doing it. It's the
Okay.
process, not the end result. It's the process.
Yeah.
Understand that.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, coming back to, but mostly I really love writing. Writing is like my passion, like, so I write a lot of observation of myself, like why I am the way I am, like what am I like searching for? Because like when I was younger, that 18 to like 25 years old was a very crazy period for me. Like I'm not a saint, I'm not going to sit here like, yeah, no, I was the good girl, it's all my parents fault. No. So did some crazy stuff, but there is a reason why things turn out to be the way it is. And so, yeah, and it's always coming back to acceptance and looking for that motherly love of that what you were talking about, and if you don't have it at home, or if you don't have it when you're a child, that security, you're going to look for it eventually, and it doesn't matter where you're going to look for it. So yeah, still a ongoing process. It's
Process.
yeah.
Yes, that is a process. And would you be so kind if you want to now? I have Lancescurv.com, I have a blog and stuff like that. And I want to tell you and everybody out there who writes, and whatever it may be,
Mhm.
if you ever want to share it, we'll put it up right there, nice, and put your name, or if you want to put your name or not, or whatever, that's up to you.
Mhm.
But that expression where you can see it and share it, whatever. I know writing can be a very personal thing, but if you ever want to share that or any piece that you have that would
Okay.
encourage other people, or just let me know and I'll put it up immediately.
Okay. I'll have a look. Like I have to really look. Like why I'm looking away is because I have read.
Okay, your camera is kind of out of whack.
There is a table there,
Oh, here
and
you
I have
go.
all my notes. So I was looking and I was thinking like, okay, in which one? Because I have like in this house I have everything stashed everywhere, nowhere. Like starting from when I was like 18. So I keep. So I have to look. Have to look. So
Wow. That's a whole lot to choose from. So trust me, if you feel to, no pressure, but if you feel
yeah.
to, don't hesitate. Say, hey, just even tell me, Lance, put this up. You don't have to ask me or anything like that. Just bring it to me and I'll
Okay.
put it up as it is. You know what I mean? So any messages or anything, you know, and I know you have a whole lot of stuff. You see that? Well, you know what? At least you're orderly. I kind of tore this room up and I have wires all over the place and drawing pads and
Yeah, but they say something about that too, Lance. Because I am like extreme, like not extreme, but I'm pretty orderly. Like the house has to be clean, and I cannot leave dishes. But they say people who have like me would have to be neat inside. It's one big mess.
no. But those are phases. The
Yeah,
heart beats, the heart rests, but it's still moving. Life is movement and it's rhythm. And so
yeah, but
when I create a phase, everything
you're
gets
allowed to
junky.
have a little bit of mess, but with me, it's like if I see something a little bit, it's like, I get a little bit not freaked out, but I'm like, before I go somewhere, it's like, okay, did I do this or did I? And then
Right,
sometimes
right.
I'm like, let the house breathe, it's allowed to be alive. So then I know it's just inside, it's the turbulence. So then the outside has to be, so that's why I say study of self is interesting if you're really serious about yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you you. You don't have to be anybody else other than you. There's like a song by Steve Arrington years ago. I think it was 1981, telling my age, right? The song was "Nobody Can Be You But You." You got to
Yeah.
understand that even though, people try to put us in the category, just like when you were saying, the man was saying, well, you're African, so do you cook this, cook that? I mean, there's a lot of Japanese women who don't know how to make sushi. There's a
Yeah.
lot of Chinese women who don't know how to make pork fried rice. There's a lot of people who are black in the South in America who don't like chicken and watermelon. You know what I mean? So these stereotypes, they got to go out of the window. You define who you are. And there may be some things, look, I like watermelon. I don't eat chicken no more, but I used to. But I'm
Yeah.
not just that one person. And it's a shame when people see you and just think that, oh, you should be this because you're that category. I break categories down.
And then
And by you being
the
real and true
funny
to
thing is
yourself,
when I was
you're doing
actually
it. Mhm.
when sorry to interrupt you, when I was actually dating this, not yeah, dating is a big thing, but just getting to know. And I became kind of pissed off. I was like, yeah, but why do you expect me to like make it? Yeah, but then really going into the details, like, yeah, but you should know where you come from. You eat with your hands, the fufu. You have to, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, no, and then still after that, when they call you, they still say, yeah, next time I come over, well, we eat together. I'm like, it depends what, because now I have this person on a testing, there's a red flag that has gone on. So I'm like really listening. So I'm like, yeah, it depends. So he's like, yeah, we'll eat together. I'm like, yeah, what are we going to eat? And he's like, yeah, I'll bring the fufu and I'll bring the cassava. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not into that, like there's more in the world than just, and even I was thinking, I'm like, those are not even traditionally our foods, that whole cassava kind of, it's like the white people think like there is, I don't know, there's something in me just gets agitated, It's a lot that I would, with time, we will talk about other stuff. Today was the intro.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. This was the down payment. This was the introduction.
Yeah,
And I don't want to make it too traumatic for you that you say, well, we talked so long. I don't want to come back because it'll take us so much time. We do it in some little bite-sized pieces, you know what I mean? And where
yeah,
you can look back and say, wow, because for a person who claims to be so shy, you did very well today. And I'm glad you shared what you shared with us. And again, it's never going to be used against you. I can't say it's going to just stay here because we're on the internet right now. But if anything is ever brought up, it's going to be brought up in this in a way of love, because there are a lot of people out here who have gone through some of the same similar things that you've gone through, and they're going to want to reach out to you on that. They may say, "Hey, I was there too, and this is how I did it," or "How did you get to this point?" So you're
mm,
going to get people that want to help you, be people who are going to want to get help from you. It's a balance, and that's what it is. We're all human. We need each other.
yeah.
So I'm going to wrap it down in 5 minutes, but what I want you to have the rest of the floor, and I want you to wrap it down, not because I don't want to keep talking to you, but we're just going to end it here. And a couple more days, we'll come back again and we'll take it from that point. And I know that you're going to see a lot of tremendous feedback in that comment section, just as you have in the chat room. But I'm going to let you take it away and bring it down.
Now, I just would like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to just, yeah, to tell my story and my testimony,
It's an honor.
actually, how it is, and just, yeah, it's amazing that this is even possible, just, and also the work that you do, Lance, like you're very much appreciated, and your inspiration, like I said last, no, 2019, yeah, that is now in 2001 already, time is flying. You were really, you inspired me to
Yes, it
actually go
is.
home after 10 years. Like you were like, the cherry on the cake. When I cried out, of course you have to say it to the universe, but when I saw that video, and I do it every morning, I have to like check in, and it's like the family I never had. So thank you for also responding this quickly, which I was very shocked, because I did try sending you a few times email, by the way, and calling you.
Wow. Sometimes the phone it can get blocked up, but when I see an actual email, that's why I tell folks to send me an email, because there's so many different channels to reach me on, and there's certain ones that I focus on more so. But it's
Yeah,
also an honor. I'm not this big guy or whatever. I'm just a human being, just
I
like you.
know.
And I derive a lot of pleasure from this.
I know. You know what I thought the first time that I actually sent you the email, because then I typed my story, and that was like, I think 1 year ago, something like that. So I thought, oh, okay, it can happen. And I called, nothing. But something in me was like, you know what? If you're really genuine, like me, not you, it's like you will still pursue, because it's not divine timing. It will come when it comes. So yesterday I was like, what? Huh? Direct response. I was like, no. So yeah,
Isn't that something?
yeah. So I would like to
And
encourage. Oh, sorry.
yes, go ahead.
I would like to encourage our brothers and sisters, African. Please, just let's come back in unite, in harmony and in love and in strength, and who we are. Not what we were programmed to be, but please just learn again who we are. We are harmonious people in harmony. We are balanced beings. We are we are strong. Not cocky strong, but we are strong. We are powerful. You don't forget that. And just when you see one of your brothers or sisters worldwide, just smile and just say hello. That's it. You don't always have to like make that. Just bring out that seed that we have, that kindness. Just do it, because we're starting to be like them. Like, I will ignore you with the mask. No, just say hi.
That's right.
That's it. It
That's
starts
right.
with that. The spark will start. The flower will grow. That's all. Thank you.
That's a beautiful thing, sister. So, yeah, we're going to talk maybe a little later on, hour or two, do a little feedback with each other, plan on when we can come back again, and just incrementally, just a little hour here, a little 30 minutes here, a little 2 hours there. And that's how I like to do it. Actually, it's the first show I did today. We're going to do more.
Yeah.
You know how we do here. And it's been an honor, a pleasure. And I feel connected to you in a very strong way. And like I said, it's not just about the shows. You're part of a family now. You're part of something bigger. And I want you to know that there are a lot of people out here that already love you unconditionally because they may have found themselves in the same situation. So for all of us who have feel sometimes abandoned or marginalized or just separated or whatever, why can't we love each other and give each other what it is that we need? We're human beings. It doesn't just have to be, there are a lot of cats that are running with packs of dogs. There are a lot of dogs that are running around with little kittens.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be where it has to be the DNA, because the DNA sharers that we have oftentimes disappoint us. So it doesn't have to be. Love knows no DNA. Love knows no boundaries. You see what I mean? So that free flow love that we have, let's all share it. And I want everybody to share it with her. We're going to work on that PayPal. We're going to get that to you. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. Maybe I'll call you after and then we'll talk about that, because I want that down and I want everybody to show us some love. And we're going to continue on. Thank you so much, Sister Mina. And just know that everything's going to be all right. And we all going to hold hands and heal together. You got me?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to hit you on the email in a little while. Okay.
Okay. Talk to you later. Thank you very much.
My sister. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you so much. All right. Peace. Those are the kind of shows we have to do to bring us together as human beings. Technology is pulling us apart. The world, the way it is just so cold sometimes. And when we have our emotions in the midnight hour, it's like having a toothache. And what I want to say is just that, thank you in the chat room. Thank you for being here and being human. Like I said, on the internet, we have so many situations where people are looking for the sensationalism and the decadence and everything. We're not vibing like that. We don't do drama here. It's all love and healing, but we will deal with reality in a very real way. That's what it's all about. Okay, so I'll let the music roll a little bit. I'm going to head on out of here. Leave your comments if you missed the show in the comments section, and always hit Lancescurv.com. It's a lot of changes going on over there, and always stay connected that way, just in case YouTube wants to boot me off, right? Anyway, much love, everybody. Let me get to business here and see what I can do.
Sun is rising, feel the warmth on my face. There's a lot to do now, but there ain't no race. I sip my coffee, I'm feeling fine. No need to work yet, I'm gonna take my time. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. Take a look out my window. See the birds in the trees. Their songs inspire me to sing a sweet melody. How do they do it? Not a care and so free. Wanna step into their world. Who holds the key? It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way. It's a brand new day. Gotta take it on my way. Gotta take it on my way.